for the group off the start of practice? I assume something similar to what you were saying last night.
Well, we know we're disappointed. They know we're disappointed. They should be disappointed. They should feel unhappy with themselves as a group. And if we're going to have any kind of resemblance of what we think we are, then we have to work harder.
What an opportunity tomorrow night in a building where they're going to want blood from you guys.
It's going to be, I think they want blood just because they're that close, right? They've done such a great job to get themselves and close that gap. I think has it been 10 points? Pretty close to that. And, you know, winning the other night against Boston, I think that put them within 2 points of the playoffs. And that's a hungry team. And we want to be a hungry team. And that's what I'm asking for us to be, is a hungry team. A team that's playing for pride and playing not just like Ottawa for a playoff spot, but we're playing for the opportunity to be in this league, an opportunity to play, an opportunity to show the guy next to you that you care. And that's what we're playing for, pride.
Sorry.
When you say what you said last night and then what you're saying right now, is there an acknowledgement in the dressing room that players realize that they do need to be better?
I think there is for the most part. You can't tell what it's in every single person's mind, but what I'm asking for is what's in their heart.
Do you think it's been difficult for some of these guys to find motivation? You kind of hinted at the playoff situation last night. Do you think it's, or do they need to kind of look within?
It's not difficult for me. In, out, put your skates on, you step out there, you get ready to play. You should be excited about practice. You should be excited about the games.
Do you feel like a Saturday night in a playoff atmosphere?
It'd be fun.
It should be.
It's awesome.
It should be.
Right? You get a chance to go in there, a team's hungry and excited, and let's put it on the line. Let's challenge ourselves. Let's go out and have some fun with this.
Speaking of hunger, how about the Hamburglar? You've been following that story?
You mean for lunch?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean. I think that's, you know, it's interesting. They're taking advantage of the situation, like a lot of teams have. You know, they jump on that and, you know, gave themselves something to rally around, and that's just good team building.
You ever have something like that in the past where something weird like that and then you used it as a rallying point?
Well, that was a long time ago. You remember the Rats in Florida back in the old days when they threw them on there? I think, who was it, Bobby, that was the right-hand Scott Mellenby. So, you know, you've heard the story, right, where he killed the Rat before the game, went out and scored a hat trick, and so it became something, and he went out in the crowd. They went out and threw the plastic rats out onto the ice. Well, I was in Florida, in Orlando, in the IHL. We won a championship that a couple years later, and we were the Solar Bears. So I think somebody that I know, married to, threw some sunglasses out onto the ice, went out and got about 200 of them, and after we won, and it became the sunglass thing. So the good thing about it was there was a few Ray-Bans and a few Oakleys. You know, people get carried away, right? Hey, so you get to sift through them a little bit. Hey, there's no room for fun in hockey, right? So.
Richard Panik last night in a couple of plays. I mean, Andrew McWilliam almost gets his first NHL goal, and then the play on Jake Gardner, the sacrifice of going to the net and really taking away their goaltender's eyes. I mean, he just continues to play well and maybe delight you guys as a coaching staff.
Well, the one thing about Richard is he's as talented and has as much ability as anybody on the ice. And what we're looking for him is that consistency where he's not always going to try to do something amazing, and he's sometimes going to do the right play. And he'll get himself where he'll try something and turn the puck over, and that'll be the wrong thing in the wrong time. And he'll go out and amaze you with some sort of play that he's capable of playing. So when he gets that ability to be able to turn amazing play but not start turning pucks over where he doesn't have to, that's when he's going to be a consistent top six forward.
Speaking of McWilliam, came very close last night to that first NHL goal.
Yeah, boy, I think that would have been exciting for him, right? So he gets his chance, and not being a natural goal scorer, he got a little tight in there, but he got it on net, and that's what you want him to do in those situations. Don't overhandle it, don't wait, just get it back on net as fast and hard as you can before the goalie gets set. And good for him if he will, but he's battling and trying to do the best of the situation, so good for him.
Yeah, can you speak about him? It's been 5 games thus far in the NHL experience for him. What do you see? What do you like?
Like a lot of guys, it takes a little bit of the transition of the speed and the differences, but he battles. he competes hard. He's out there in the penalty kill trying to block shots and putting his body in front of it, and he's committing those ways. So those are the positive things. Like, he's a battler and he's a warrior, and you know, it's just the little parts of the game where he's going to gain more and more experience. So I think he's somebody that you can appreciate right now.
Will Jonathan go with you to Ottawa?
Yeah.
And James tomorrow?
Yep.
Peter, I gotta ask, the way that some of the guys, top line guys, have been playing compared to some of the guys like Carrick or Kozin or Panik are playing, have you considered taking power play time away or drastically reducing the minutes of, say, like Kessel or Bozak or JVR? And
Well,
giving it to those young guys?
There's always those considerations, and there's times when lines are not playing well. There's times when the other lines aren't playing well. And so if there was a consistency of it, you know, it'd be a little different. We are using other guys in the power play. Yes, we can take more time and less time, and that's all we really can do. But we are also pretty short-handed right now, and so you're almost, you know, relying on the fact that you're going to get the most out of your guys.
A couple of ugly plus-minus numbers. Is that a
Yeah,
stat that bothers you?
Yeah, the first word was good. Ugly.
TJ Brennan loaned to the Marlies, big game against Lake Erie tonight. The possibility that he comes back to Ottawa tomorrow is an extra
I
D.
think that's it's just a good thing for him to be able to go back and help the Marlies hopefully get into the playoffs, and that's a real positive thing when you can get your players go through that experience, being in the playoffs, going deep in the playoffs, putting things on the line, going through the pressures that go with it. I think is huge for the development of those players. So for him to be able to go back and do that, I was pleased with his professionalism. He was doing a really good job, but we felt like it gives him a chance to play. We had 7 and he was on emergency, so we give him a chance to go back down and play a couple games. We would be no problem at all for us to have him come back.
Peter, during your coaching career, have you grappled with a similar situation where there's been effort/work ethic type issues? And was your tactic successful back then, or?
You know, for some people, everybody's different. You know, everyone goes differently, and it works for some, works for different. And what you're trying to do is get them all inside that close-knit circle, and that the circle pull. And then when that happens, then you're not motivating individuals; you're motivating a team, and you're just trying to keep them all on the same motivation. It's difficult for everybody to feel that.